Hello, my name is Jim Mullany from Sitek Process Solutions. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. I hope everyone's being safe because of the COVID-19. At Sitek, we also are being safe. We're in masks and gloves. However, in final test, for me to be able to do this video, I had to take my mask off so you could actually hear and understand what I'm saying. This is a fully remanufactured 870S spin wrench dryer with a state-of-the-art Sitek controller upgrades. For the privacy of our customers, we don't give their name out in our videos. This video is uploaded to our YouTube site, and we give them their PO number so they can see that, or at least part of it. In this case, I'll give the whole PO number. It's 17666. You can see there's a CE mark there. This system is going to Europe through our distributor. The configuration of this tool, it has the rotors for an A182 60MC cassette. That's what that square in the front is. That's the MC. Part of this order is the customer wanted to run slow RPMs. We only have 700 and 1000 as the max RPMs. So there's a little bit more time than normal because the customer wanted to make sure that the bowls are nice and dry and the wafers and cassettes are nice and dry. We also have our standard resistivity option, our DI recirculation, and our static eliminator, and I've checked all those. It also is set up with a leak detector down below that was tied into the EMO system. This customer has purchased multiple tools from us, so it's basically a direct duplicate of what they've done in the past. In fact, at Sitek, we normally go over and do the startup of these tools and then see other customers in Europe, but because of the COVID-19 travel restrictions, we can't go. So we're going to do a long video and make sure that the customer understands the tool's in perfect shape, and it has no vibration, it runs perfect. So I'll talk about our rebuild a little bit more. Basically, the customer just loads their wafers like that and hit start. I'll do the bottom one also. Like that. Hit start. Actually, that square is how big the customer's square really is. This is their actual cassette. It's been ran in both heads and it runs totally smooth. So while this is doing the process, I have a process that is a 700 RPM rinse. They want to stay between, again, 700 and 1000, the low and the high. So we use a 700 RPM rinse, a 1000 purge and dry 1, which is the higher RPM, which is 1000 is very low, and then 700 again for the dry 2, which is a long graded dry that uses hot end 2, centrifugal force, and heater blankets to dry. So this system has been upgraded with our light indicators. This customer has a special requirement for their lights where they want the audible alarm if there's an alarm. Normally in our system we have a red flashing light, but this customer wanted to make sure they had the audible alarm also. Again, they have multiple tools. This is probably I'm thinking probably their 8th system they purchased from us that's going into this site. So we're very in tune with what their needs are and their acceptance criteria. One of the key acceptance criteria is they have a vibration spec. We're at 1000 RPM now, and I can't even feel this moving. In fact, if I was standing here, if I didn't hear N2 blowing, I wouldn't even hear it running. It's so quiet. So now we're going to go into the dry 1, which is 1000 RPM. Again, I won't go into details on our Sitek S1 controller because this customer has all S1s at their site, so they're very familiar with the programming, the alarms, the functions, the auto cycles, the N2 purge saver option they have. So there's a wide range of upgrades that are far more enhanced than any past semi-tool controller, and it's a direct retrofit to any of the 101 controllers worldwide. This customer is 220 volt, and again it does have we also have some poly skins that go around the bottom. It's a special option they like. It's actually a pretty smart option because the spin wrench dryers, the legs are off the ground about 4 or 5 inches. They actually use a poly skirt they put around there and they cut to the size against the wall, so if anything falls, it can't go into the rinse or dryer in the fab. Even though our customer knows our remanufacturing spec, I'll also go ahead and review it now because other people might be watching this video. So at Sitek, when we do a system, we really don't care about the size, the configuration. We build up any size, 300 millimeters, larger than that actually. We go down to parts, pieces, a 1-inch rinse or dryer. So what we do is we pull the parts needed for the job. In this case, we brand new poly frame, brand new poly, brand new frame, reconditioned bowls, and then so we start our dry build where we rebuild the ACR valves. We check. This has the upgraded SMC new heater, SMC solenoid valves. We check all the heaters, replace if necessary. In fact, This system has most of the stuff replaced. We have our own new rotor stop positioners that Sitek offers. So we offer the full, complete rebuild in manufacturing. Okay, we just dropped down into dry 2. We have about 350 seconds. That's back at 700 for reference. So the heads are built up in dry test. Once they're built up in dry test, let me give you an example. Here's a customer's tool that they sent in for refurbishment for us. It's going to go be tested next. This is how these heads came in. They were not in the poly. They were just like this. They go through dry testing. They get the DI put to them. They make sure there's no leaks. They go through extensive DI testing. Once they pass the DI testing, they're put into the frame without the poly in final test. We do more extensive testing, debugging if necessary. And then after all of the quality runs are done, a minimum of 50 process runs with no errors, the final skins are put on, like in this case, and then when the video is done. So that's kind of the policy of how our rinser dryers go through. You can see we're quite busy in test. This is a customer's tool that they needed some work on, a Vertec. This is one we're shipping. Here's 2 more double stacks that are going, they're shipping for a customer. We also have another Vertec that just was accepted yesterday, and that's going to ship to a university here in the United States. Sitek, about a year and a half ago, purchased Vertec, the Martech Vertec product line. That is what those rinser dryers are. We're now the OEM for those, and we have all the IP software rights, and we have all the inventory drawings. We are the OEM now for that product line. What I'll do is, since we have a lot of time left, since it's kind of boring just watching them spin, I'll talk about some other services and products where you can go to Sitek's website. When you go to sitekprocess.com, on the left-hand side, you'll see a variety of buttons. The first 7 are all semi-tool related. They have the S model, which is this system. They have the F model, which looks like this, but uses a Fairfootic and a brush motor, and it has the traditional ST. We offer all versions, all types, all configurations. Then the next 3 buttons are the spare parts. For all 3 systems, this system right here, we offer 100% spare parts. We build our own new LC amp. We have our own new brushless motors. We have our own heater blankets. We have our own HDR valves. We have our own solenoid valves. We obviously design and sell and retrofit worldwide our own state-of-the-art controller. We have our own RSP, everything. We can build brand new bowls, brand new frames. We have our own in-house poly shop. So any version rinser dryer, the S, F as in Frank, or ST, off our website, you can see all the spare parts needed. We also have the 7th button down is a much more limited supply, but it's mostly parts that we've acquired as companies resize, change, and so forth. We have a lot of the, for the semi-tool SST and SAT and WST solvent and acid systems. We have replacement parts. Besides that, Sitek does quite a lot of other wet processing. We do the HTC, which is the floorware and Integris cassette and box washer. We actually have 2 on the floor right now. One that we sold to a customer that's getting ready to ship. One that a customer sent us recently, about 2 weeks ago, that we're going to do a complete remanufacture of it. We've taken it all the way down to the stainless steel frame of it. More enhanced rebuild than we've ever done, actually. And we're going to start building it up from scratch. We also offer all the spare parts. We have racks. If you go to our website under HTC, you'll see probably 30 different process racks we offer. We build brand new. We have the spray nozzles. We have the hubs. We have the pass-throughs. We have all of the cylinders, all the chains, everything. So you can see quite a lot there. We also do the K&S, Ultra T, and Ultratech wafer and mask cleaners. We have, I think, 3 now in stock now. We shipped already 3 or 4 this year. We also have quite a large supply of parts for that. So that kind of talks about our wet processing line. What we also do is metrology tools. We actually do some microscopes. Wouldn't be really metrology, but in the sense that we have high and low power microscopes. I see 3 Nikons here right in final test. We also do step height systems. We have DECTAX in stock. We have the 10-core alpha steps in stock. We do the KLA 10-core particle counters. So we supply those. We also do nanometrics tools for film measurements and characterization. And we also do lipsometry equipment. The last 2 kind of main product lines we do is photoresist pumps and repair. We do IDI, Cybor, Millipore, all kinds of pumps. We have IDI 400s in stock. We have Cybors in stock. We have all the Millipore high and low viscosity pumps in stock. We have all the controllers. And then we also have a wide range. In our warehouse, we have over 5,000 Integris and Florware cassettes. We have Teflon cassettes, we have poly cassettes, we have colored cassettes. We've bought them over the years, and we supply a lot of companies in the United States and worldwide on when they only need to buy 5 or 6 or 10 cassettes and they don't want to have a minimum quantity buy of 50, they come to us and buy a smaller quantity amount. Okay, so we have 45 seconds left and a little under 60. So at the end of this process, what happens, back here, which I already referred to, it's called the rotor stop position, or the RSP. It actually has a piston that shoots out. It rolls on the back cam that controls the rotor, and if there's a flat it finds, when it hits a flat, that's 12 o'clock, we call home position. It lines up there. Once that happens and the RPMs go down to 0, I'll hear the door release and I'll be able to open up. And I'll take the wafers out and show you. Okay, so here you got 13 seconds left. Here we have 25 seconds left. Alrighty. Okay, I just heard the door release. With our state-of-the-art controller, there's 3 different ways to acknowledge end of process. You can hit acknowledge there, it'll go to the main screen. You can open the door, and it'll go to the main screen. Or you can hit stop, it'll go to the main screen. I'll do 2 different versions here since I have 2 heads. I'll do the version that is just acknowledge. Then we go back to our main screen. If there was an error, you would have this would be indicating an error, and the alarm light would be flashing. And if there was an error, I could go into alarm and I could see what the error is. We don't have any red alarms, so everything's good. So before I open that one, the bottom one, as I talked about, I'll acknowledge by just opening the door. Okay. First of all, let's look at the wafers. Ooh, nice and warm. Nice and hot, actually. Okay, you see the wafers, they look good. Put those in. Alrighty. This is nice and warm. They look good. Alrighty. Okay. The bowls are nice and dry inside. I like to feel for hot end too. Ooh, gotta burn my hand. Gotta be careful there. Feel down here. Bowl looks good. Everything was great. Feel for the hot end too. Again, yes, nice and hot. Okay, so in my mind, this tool is completely ready to be created and shipped to the customer. We kind of have a tight deadline now, so we're going to upload this video to our YouTube site today. And because of the time change in Europe, we're hoping they can give their acceptance by tomorrow, which is Thursday, so we can crate it, and we actually have a trucker ready to come on Friday to pick this up. So that will conclude this video source inspection of a fully remanufactured 870S spin rinse dryer upgraded with the state-of-the-art Sitek S1 controllers. Again, today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. My name is Jim Mullany from Sitek. Our phone number, if you'd like to call us, is 916-797-9000, or you can easily just send any email to sales@sitekprocess.com. Thank you, and everyone stay safe.